Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to share with you the future of commerce, Visa's vision of the future of commerce, and show how Visa is developing new and innovative ways of commercial solutions by giving developers new access to the Visa network. Visa is developing new ways to get paid and pay. Making a payment is no longer limited to a physical card to a retail store. From digital payments in a physical store to digital payments online, the new solutions of payments is changing the experience for them. Well, opportunities are huge, as we can see it from Visa. If you historically, or at least for the last so many years, the increase in smartphones adoption and e-commerce has increased significantly. On a 3-year ban that was done on ComScore, the number of users going to a retail site and doing retail transactions has increased by about 400%. Moreover, we see that a lot of these transactions are on a smartphone. At Visa, we were able to really look at the volume growth through the transactions that are going through our network. We've seen a 5-fold increase of online transactions related to face-to-face, amounting to about 1.3 billion per day. But problems still exist. The usual user abandonment at a cart is still pretty much high at the smartphones. In addition, users are still confused about adding their shipping address and billing address on a smartphone. As well, they're very much concerned about security that's going in the mobile device. At Visa, we continue to do developments for new innovations in payment process to enable consumers to do payments anywhere, anyhow, anyway. To do so, we have to develop technologies in a non-disruptive, flexible, and faster way. In addition, Visa knows that we have to open up our network so that more partners are included. We're enabling a broader set of partners to connect to our networks, which historically Visa has considered the financial institutes are endpoints to our network. Today, we're including many other critical partners like technology companies, mobile providers, device manufacturers, and then social media. Including these partners means we have to open up our network to web services and to create better experiences to our consumers by broadening to the ecosystem. And today, we want to introduce you 2 of the few innovations that we have done recently to enable just that. First is the Visa Token Service. The Visa Token Service is built on the standards by MVCO, which is Europay MasterCard Visa Tokenization Standard, that essentially takes the 16-digit account information and tokenizes it in a digital form. In essence, reducing the need to store consumers' financial information at a merchant site, which basically was putting consumers' information at risk of fraud. Visa Token Services uses the same payment rails and then the interchange processes just like any other payment processing. To enable the Visa Token Service to be as seamless as the traditional payment service, there are 3 things that we do. First, the process by which we're taking the token information and then persist that in the device, which is called provisioning. Second is the authorization of payments as a consumer is making their online transactions at an MC terminal. And third, managing the life cycle of a token, such as deactivation and suspension of a token on a device should there be a reason for if a device gets stolen or lost. This complete set of standards, the SDKs and the APIs that we put together really creates holistic payment capabilities with our traditional and non-traditional partners, and in a very secure manner, which never been done before. One of these traditional players is Apple. Recently, as you may have heard, we've partnered with Apple on Apple Pay, which offers a way to innovate and innovate a new payment in their in-app purchase using their iPhone 6. The Apple Pay service showcased the first use case of our token service. So everyone within the payment ecosystem, from the consumer to the merchants and the merchants, feel that their information is secure and their transaction information is not intercepted. The combination of the Apple user experience combined with our network capabilities from Visa provides an innovation for secure digital payments for millions of Visa consumers and merchants and financial institutes. If you are a financial institute, you can allow your consumers, you can enroll in the Visa token service so that your consumers can use payments in their own Apple Pay. And if you're a merchant, we can use Authorize.net and CyberSource, which are the two of the 6 launch partners of Apple Pay, to integrate your solutions with their payment infrastructure, so that you can accept Apple payments on iPhone 6. As a payment provider and innovator in the payment space, we know that one solution is not good enough. So we continue to innovate on other areas with other partners. Recently, we are collaborating with leading merchants and financial institutes to drive better shopping experience on our e-commerce site. We want it to be easy and secure to make any payments anywhere on any e-commerce site. This past July, we launched a new service just to do that, and it's called Visa Checkout. Visa Checkout is a fast, simple, and easy way to pay that allows consumers to pay for online services on any device, anywhere, in their current preferred payment information. So why should you care? Well, if you are an issuer developer, you can definitely use our consumer enrollment API and then be able to enroll your consumers onto your website. If you are a developer who is supporting a merchant, you can use our SDKs or quickly to integrate the Visa Checkout widget onto your website within a matter of hours. And if you are just a digital commerce user, as any of the customers, you can enroll on the Visa Checkout service today and use it at any site that uses Visa Checkout. Now, before I hand it to Alan to demonstrate Visa Checkout, I would like to invite you to our workshop that's happening tomorrow. We will have 2 workshops for Visa Checkout and a subsequent workshop on how to integrate with Apple Pay. Today, later on, we'll also be available at our booth to discuss any of these matters with our product and technical leads. Thank you. Now to Alan.
All right, thanks, Tad. So as Tad mentioned, we are working to bring new innovative products to market, and one of those products is Visa Checkout. So I'm going to be doing a Visa Checkout demo today on an iPhone 6 so you can see what the user experience is all about. If you look back at the last 50 years, it's actually pretty amazing what the payment industry has accomplished in terms of simplifying the user experience. As we all know, there's a lot of complex systems required to process transactions, and we've really been able to boil that down to a really simple swipe of a card. There's authorizations, settlements, things going on behind the scenes, but it's invisible to the consumer. So when we built Visa Checkout, we attempted to adopt a similar mantra for e-commerce transactions. Our goal was to make it as simple as a swipe of a card. So with that, I'm going to pull up a website that is, and this is a live demo, so fingers crossed that everything works out. This is staples.com. They're a merchant that accepts Visa Checkout. And so you can see on screen that the Visa Checkout button is prominently displayed. And 2 things I want to note about this. First is it's super easy to implement. HTML and some JavaScript tags. You're up and running in a few minutes. Second is you can see that it's a little bit blurry on the screen, but you can see there's an actual picture of my credit card on the Visa Checkout button. So we found in our testing that consumers really like this. It speaks to them. It encourages them to click on the Visa Checkout button. And issuing banks like it as well. It gives them prime real estate on a merchant checkout. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the button and invoke this the checkout experience. As you can see, we attempted to make it super simple, super clean. I'm going to log in here. And as I'm logging in, what I want to point out is that this was built in a responsive code base. So regardless of the device you're using, it's a great experience, whether it's desktop whether it's a mobile device or whether it's a tablet. It's optimized, and it's just one single integration. So you can see within the checkout, I have a carousel here of my cards. Visa Checkout accepts all major brands, Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and Discover. And like I mentioned, it's just a carousel, so you can scroll through your cards. You can actually see that's my Wells Fargo, a picture of my Wells Fargo card in there. I have multiple shipping addresses. Down below, you can see that we prominently display the merchant logo, so as to speak to the consumer to continue on, make sure it's clear where they're going. So I'm going to go ahead and pay with my Chase card, and I'm going to ship it to the office in Austin, and I'm going to continue. And at this point, we're actually passing the encrypted payload back to the merchant that contains all the necessary information to process the transaction. So one key thing about Visa Checkout is that we don't actually process transactions. We allow the merchants to process those transactions through their normal connections, acquirers, as they normally would. It's super flexible and customizable. We have Android SDK, we have an iOS SDK. You can go direct to the API. We even have an API-less integration that we're going to be going over in our workshop tomorrow. So I'm back on the Staples site. At this point, it's up to the merchant what they want to build into the experience. You can see what Staples done here. They give you an option to create an account. It's received all my information. You can see that the card is clearly pictured below. And I'm going to go ahead and submit the order. And that is the Visa Checkout experience, assuming it goes through. So, like I said, it was our goal to make it super simple, easy, and secure. And please come check us out in our booth. I'm going to get dinged here in a minute, so I'm going to go quick. 3 workshops tomorrow, as Tad mentioned. Visa Checkout and Apple Pay. Come check it out. Sweepstakes and giveaways at our booth, so please come visit us. Thank you.